universe.
A while ago, I made a video about how Ali Lottie had lost her mind. In that video, we just kind of sat and spoke during the time where Juice WRLD was alive. Most of us viewing things from the outside wouldn't have expected her to do what she did after he was gone, which was, go off the deep end, say fuck all his fans, sell his things on various websites, including, and no, I'm not bullshitting, his underwear.
Like, are we dead ass?
Get with another person not even a few months later, which is okay, fine, there's nothing wrong with moving on, but I think the kid was like 18 or something. Look up how old she is.
She's weird as fuck.
Either way, she realistically just made this nigga turn in his grave and put a nasty stain on how we viewed the things that surrounded Juice WRLD and his overall, legacy. Unfortunately though, it seems that since 2019, the year he passed, the only truly good thing that was done in Juice WRLD's name was the Legends Never Die album. And even though it's very sad, I think his documentary was actually really good and impactful and truly showed that this man was going through it, whilst being surrounded by a shitload of people that clearly didn't really too much care for him. Let's start with how Juice WRLD was undoubtedly being extorted by Chicago YNs to move certain things around and get certain things to certain people, because something I remember learning about is that Juice WRLD was definitely not a YN, a term we're just gonna have to retire at some point, please, by the way. But he was definitely dissing the dead in certain songs, inserting himself in beefs that he truly had nothing to do with, gang signs in certain videos, and while it's not fully confirmed, you have to wonder why he had a No Limit tattoo. He was definitely affiliated with NLMB by just being friends with some of the members, but he himself was not in the gang. But he was definitely smuggling pounds of weed that were found on his plane when he passed for NLMB. Like, we know that. It just kind of makes you wonder why he was doing what he was doing, It's obvious, by the way. So there's multiple videos on YouTube that would explain it millions of miles better than I could, simply because they care more. But Juice WRLD was getting extorted in a sense. Now, this isn't confirmed, but think about how common of a practice this is in the music industry. What in the world is some dude who be talking about, I still see your shadows in my room, rolling around with Chicago's most dangerous documented gangs of all time, provided street credibility, protection for whatever the case may be. That's what seemed to be going on. Juice WRLD was a very avid drug user, but over 50 pounds of weed, nigga? Please be serious. And that wasn't it either. Like cough medicine, firearms, that nigga was moving weight. With Juice being under grade A, the label that Bibby is over, it's not the biggest shock in the world that Juice was somehow tapped in with gang members that Bibby at one point was also a part of. I'm saying at one point, it's not like current day. Bibby doing drills and such, that's a thing of the past. He's more so a businessman now at this current moment. Now, one thing I will say that kind of isn't fair towards Bibby is that he was getting blamed for the way things were being handled after Juice WRLD's passing. He even went on a Twitter rant and said that people say we don't put out enough music, but then they say we do it for the money. I will try my best, but I am human and I have feelings. This is not an easy job, people making crazy allegations and saying hurtful things. I want to put out music because I know that's what Juice wanted, and I know the fans want it. But sometimes I want to quit. Except, here's the thing, he's been over Juice WRLD's music since 2017. If you're watching this video, you more than likely already know that this nigga Juice WRLD has so many songs, it's actually disturbing. I just perpetually feel like the last album, and hopefully the last album that came out, is really it, because I feel like Juice WRLD drops in the massive 2025 just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Like, what else are y'all doing it for? But if I say that, I'm wrong, because there's fans who just want to hear new music from Juice, and it's like, okay, fine, but like, can we actually process the fact that he's gone, bro? Bibby's complaint is that if we don't drop music, we hate the fans, but if we do, then it's for the money. Okay, nigga, so what if it's not for the money? Then what took so long? And if it's not for the fans, what took so long? Do you understand what I'm saying, Bibster? I don't think you do. But it's not just poor management, Juice WRLD getting fucking extorted damn near, that are the only stains left on this man's dynasty. of being, you know, one of the best freestylers. Actually, no. One of the most talented artists of recent years. You know, it's also his crazy ass, weird ass girlfriend that rubbed everyone, and I mean everyone, the wrong way after he was gone. Now, like I already said, I made a video about this woman, you know, a while ago. So if you want to get into the nitty of what she did, just go watch that. But this girl is actually crazy. I tried to find out what this slag was up to nowadays, since the only thing keeping her relevant has been gone for almost 6 years. And surprise, surprise, she's disappeared. Holy shit. I mean, not a single post since late 2022. I even went through the highlights just to be certain. And guess what was in the first highlight? You won't believe this shit. Juice WRLD! Yeah, surprise, surprise, right? Like, I understand that they had a connection to some degree, but get the fuck out of here. Her last reel on her account is basically her saying that she's overcome all the negative things people said about her online, and she's moving on with her life and basically fading away from the internet, which is a good idea, seeing as you brought all that negativity on yourself, Allie. This video isn't meant to bully her in any way, shape, or form, so please don't go send her any hate. She went through all of that deserved hate at the time, right around when she was saying and doing all the crazy shit she was doing. So we're gonna move on from this one. Now, something I feel like I just have to get into before I press, you know, the stop recording button. Let's get to how his music was handled after he passed, because, you know, we briefly spoke about that with Bibby, but I truly don't think y'all understand. For how long Juice WRLD has been gone, the amount of music that his fans should have gotten is nasty work. All things considered too, I'm not, you know, a massive fan of Juice WRLD, but I do know that there were grills from him that should have been on that project. First of all, the fuck is this? Shout out to the Murakami guy or whatever, genuinely, like shout out to him. I just think that this is a bit misplaced here. And maybe it's not. Maybe Juice WRLD wanted this. I don't know. I don't know the Lord. I won't say too much though. See, I gotta be careful making these types of videos when it comes to people who have passed on. Because if I, you know, make a joke too dark or something, y'all gonna get mad at me. Like I'll get mad at everything else I say on this channel. Anyway, the album was just not that great of a send-off for one of the most iconic artists of recent years. Like, wasn't this shit getting worked on for like 3 or 4 fucking years? How do you make it sound so rushed? How do you make it sound like a here nigga damn album? You know, and y'all know what I mean by that. Me being a producer and listening to this, I could instantly tell that there was just mad edited stems on this, that y'all decided, hell yeah, let's do this on Folks' grave. No, bro, do not get me wrong. Like, not every song is bad. It's just like, I don't know, you can tell this wasn't worked on tirelessly. I mean, it was years on years. Of course it wasn't, dude. And also, I'm sorry if it seems like I'm going in on this shit, but isn't like most of these songs leaks that had already leaked in full for like years? Like, bro, it's fucking Juice WRLD. You don't even have to be that big of a fan to know that he had like, bro, I don't even want to put a number on how many songs I think he made before he passed, but like, get real. Y'all picked bullshit and he's sure turning. Then on top of that, and I'll just leave this album alone after this, I'm sorry, but like, I just realized while talking about this that it literally took as long as it did because of the leaks. So the solution to that was more leaks? Baby, you're a dumbass, bro. I'm sorry. You know what? Let me not put it all on bro. Pause. Because it couldn't have been just him. In fact, I know it wasn't. But I don't know, man. Y'all could have combed and put together, I don't know, better leaks, maybe? That's all. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna leave this alone. I'm not entirely sure if Juice's fan base is overall satisfied with this album. I tried looking up some reviews and it's just pretty mixed. Like, there's some people saying, oh, like I enjoyed it, and then there's some people saying that, you know, they hated it. And I would hope that, you know, I would just hope that y'all are satisfied, because I don't think you're getting much else. Unless they like surprise y'all or something. Oh wait, they did. Now I'm gonna quickly get into the main reason that I even decided to make this video. And I know I'm recording this like way after it came out, like probably 2 weeks after. But recently, there was an XXXTentacion and Juice WRLD song that came out called Whoa, right? Oh my God, let it go, bro, please. Does this not feel like icky to anyone else? Just me? Alright, I'ma chill. So I went and listened to the song, right? And I wasn't expecting like a great song. They've been dead for years. I was expecting the most barely stitched together piece of garbage song, and I hate to say it, but that's quite literally exactly what y'all got. Damn. Juice WRLD's verse sounds like literal AI, and it's actually astoundingly weird that niggas are like, okay with this. But you know why they're okay with this? For the fans. It's for the fans, right? Yeah, it's gonna get plays because it's got their fucking names on it. Not because it's a good song, not because it felt right to do. No, bruh. They wanted cheese, whoever wanted it, and they got it. And also, like, what is this, bro? Why is... Yo, I'm losing my mind right now, bro. Look, this is all I gotta say, man. This posthumous, like, work, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like some of these artists, right, like, don't really want their work messed with after they're gone. You know, earlier in the video, I did say that Bibby himself said that Juice WRLD wanted the fans to hear music. But really sit up and think about this for a second. Do y'all actually think Juice WRLD would have been okay with hearing that song that just came out a few weeks ago? If y'all go listen to it, you're gonna understand exactly what I mean by that. It's so bad. And it's not that Juice WRLD is the bad artist, it's the fact that, like, it just doesn't sound refined anyway. There's no soul in it. Like, y'all know, like, I don't know, like, my Juice WRLD Glazers, y'all gonna get this. Like, this nigga, like, just had a certain aura, like, I hate using that word unironically, but y'all know what I mean. Like, it just feels soulless. And it is soulless because he didn't actually make the song. Like, be serious, bro. And then it's, man, y'all got me yelling, bro. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. I don't think Juice WRLD would have been okay with this. Like me personally, I wouldn't have been okay. Like, it's such a bad song. Just go listen to the song. Y'all gonna get what I mean, bro. But because, you know, there's people who are in suits, they're just like, oh, well, you know, he's gone now. It's not like he can do anything with it. Like, why can't people just respect that shit, bro? Like, and I'm not saying that was the case with Juice WRLD or X or Pop Smoke or any of these other people who have passed and made posthumous work, but it's just kind of like, I feel like things should just kind of be left where they are. Like, we shouldn't have done this. We shouldn't be listening to a new Juice WRLD song 6 years after he's dead. That just doesn't, I don't know. Me personally, I just don't think it sits right with me. But I understand, let me say this. I understand that y'all are fans and y'all want new music from bro, but it's like, if they die, it just has to be what it is. I'm sorry. But I'm UVXCX. If I die, leave me alone. Later.